right? Because for me, going to copy a circle off of a consulate, computer, State Department, wherever, would be normal. We had.
All right. Hello. Good evening, everybody. This is good old Grandmaster Revan here, and this is the Anonymous Republic Network. And
so I removed data. That means someone else replaced it. So.
No. Some news happened today. Earlier today, Millie Weaver of Infowars was arrested today, and while she was being hauled off, a woman came up and said that the grand jury has charged her with theft. Okay. Now, I'm watching Shadowgate, a 2020 documentary of the shadow government deep state by Millie Weaver. Or by Millie Weaver. It's on the Kyle R. Jordan 1776 channel, and it already has about 26 views. So I'm going to leave up a link. I'll just and insane. Let me see here. Let me put on my glasses here. Yeah, she was arrested. She didn't knock at her front door, and let's see here. Okay. Okay. This is by the Patriot Daily Press. It says here, breaking: Millie Weaver wasn't arrested. Being held for possible interrogation. That's from the Patriot Daily Press. And this is RT. They got the story too. Infowars reporter Millie Weaver arrested mid premiere of her whistleblowing investigation into shadow government called Shadowgate. Investigative reporter Millie Weaver and her husband have reportedly been arrested at the same time. At the same time, her documentary on the U.S. shadow government was about to be screened on YouTube, sending conservative Twitter into theory overdrive. Weaver's arrest at the couple's home, which has been yet to be confirmed by authorities, was initially reported by Infowars on Friday, shortly after the YouTube premiere of her documentary film, Shadowgate. The film purports to expose the secrets of the mass deep state intelligence apparatus manipulating politics within the U.S. and beyond its borders, based on report of two private intelligence whistleblowers. The video of the couple's arrest, shot by Weaver herself, was posted on Twitter by her Infowars colleague Adam Salazar, opening on Weaver, asking in disbelief a grand jury indicted her. She and her husband, Gavin Wentz, were then supposedly taken to custody after being informed they'd been charged with burglary at the clip and abruptly with Weaver urging viewers to please share this. Rumors soon emerged that particularly concern alleged theft government documents related to the film, but no official confirmation has been far released. Okay, now this is according to Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees. Weaver was actually arrested before she could release the documentary by one of the whistleblowers involved, Torre. Release it instead, her Twitter account, at Torre says, was reportedly suspended immediately thereafter. Torre soon first serviced on another account, however, accused the state of Ohio of sitting on false charges indictments against Weaver for 3 months, suggested that indictments was months old, and the rest has been deliberately timed to coincide with the film's release. Okay, Torre at tweets words August 14th, which is today, will expose every single person involved who used a drug addict to frame Millie. The whistleblower tweeted in another tweet she claimed state's justice system database has simultaneously crashed, preventing her from finding any more information on Weaver's case. Pastor Charles Weaver, Weaver's dad, who's a pastor, a who's who of conservative media personality, took to social media with questions, theories, and demands for Weaver's release, while hashtag Free Millie surfaces as a rally cry. Ashley Sinclair at Sinclair Ashley. Only 2 days ago, I noticed that Millie Weaver had uniquely had uniquely among the U.S. journalists published videos grab of Flynn pointing out apparent position of Syrian by Al-Qaeda allied jihadists in Syria. Flynn's observation was contrary to Obama administration's support of jihadists versus Assad government. Speaking as a former ADA, burglary is a way to get someone to claim one awful entry, follow 2 intention to commit a crime. No acts of crime have been happened. It's what we all incoherent offense. Something they use on James O'Keefe of Project Veritas. KGB agent Heather at Wiz Heather. Some, however, suspected the arrest was a publicity stunt to push Weaver's film, pointing to various oddities around the incident. Others remarked the burglaries don't usually involve a grand jury indictments. A handful of users even deemed her arrest deserved, claiming Infowars has been calling for violence against leftists. Infowars is an independent media platform. It's like Breitbart. It's like Project Veritas. It's like the Next News Network. It's like AMTV with Christopher Green. It's the little guy exposing wrongdoing that the hoity-toity government-run media ain't got the fucking balls to do. Millie Weaver did this documentary to expose what's going down. Since Suspicious Millie is great, but this looks like stage publicity. I'm not buying it until I see public records of a warrant and arrest. This is by America First, Christina M. Caruso. Since Infowars has done something very good over the years, but they aren't the most trustworthy. It could be a publicity stunt. There are more trustworthy people in the alternative independent community space. Ole Demgard, Jim Fitzer of SJT Report on YouTube. Helping Sheeple. At least one user made connection between Weaver's documentary and the YouTube's oddly specific new rule announcing on Thursday banning materials the platform believed to be hacked. Now, check this out. YouTube aims to protect elections by censoring what it deems to be hacked material. I ain't buying that shit either. Think your friends would be interested in the story. Okay, this is natural news. Spyro Scaros, Infowars reporter Millie Weaver arrested. The crime radio news, the Thought Crime News, here. This is the Thought Crime Radio. Millie Weaver wasn't arrested. She was abducted by the deep state. We're now living in a era characterized by a total collapse of the rule of law. The deep state is running the lawless, treasonous criminals who will do anything to silence critics and whistleblowers. And when Millie Weaver, Millennial Millie, began releasing a new documentary film today called Shadow Gate. The deep state went into action. According to a deep background source, Millie Weaver was abducted by deep state operators today and has been held under under the false authority of the deep state operatives. She's not arrested. She's been lawfully processed, and there is no legitimate grand jury indictment. Understand that this is a fast-moving story, and new information may help clarify the story as details unfold, but to the best of what we know so far, Millie is a political prisoner being held by the deep state. If this source is correct, Millie Weaver and her husband are victims of snatch and grab operations, and counterfeit indictment document may have been produced by the deep state, but it would have been created completely outside any legitimate process of law, much like the Obama's fake birth certificate. Millie Weaver is now a political prisoner of the deep state. This is what they want to do to enemies to expose them. Okay. Now, as Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees explained, sorry, deep state, you cannot stop what's coming. The film has already been released. That's by Zach Voorhees, who used to work for Google and who blew the whistle through Project Veritas. So Millie Weaver might have been arrested because she was about to release the documentary Shadowgate. So Tori says, now suspended on Twitter, release the film anyway. http:/t.0. Just go to channel. It is Kyle R. Jordan 1776. Right now, I'm watching it. 12K live viewers. Sorry to state, you cannot stop coming. Okay. Since her reduction, multiple users of her multiple of users have uploaded her film to Brighton.com. Brighton.com. Go to that. The free speech alternate to YouTube. Brighton, BRIGHTEON.com links all of the blacklisted by Facebook and Twitter for all obvious reasons, but you can now watch a full documentary below. Hashtag Free Millie is already trending on social media. Stay tuned for more updates as this situation unfolds, and understand that the rule of law has collapsed in America, and we now have deep state operatives pretending to be police officers carrying out arrests when in truth they are kidnappers carrying out abductions, much like what happened to the political dissidents in communist China. We demand Millie Weaver to be released. So go to Brighton.com or go on YouTube and go to the Kyle R. Jordan 1776 channel and watch Shadowgate. It is on right now. It's been released. Tell you what, this is going to be the best. I tell you what, this is probably going to be pretty good. All right, let's do another one here. Let's see. This is by Brutal Proof. They're all saying the same thing. GoFundMe for emergency legal defense fund for Millie Weaver. Good. See here, this is a GoFundMe. So far, $20,640,000 was raised. So go ahead and go to GoFundMe, because there's already about $26,000, a little over $20,000 to $26,000. That was already no, it's about $20,677 raised, over $20,000 for goal. Ezra Levant is organized this fundraiser. Ezra Levant is a reporter with Rebel Media. If you want to donate to her legal defense fund, but yeah, just go to GoFundMe, donate to Millie Weaver's defense fund. She's locked up, and here. But yeah, she has been arrested. Her documentary has been released. It's been released. I mean, it already has 35. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let's see here. Okay. Shadowgate. You can also check it out on Tori Says. It's on It premiered 10 hours ago. It has about 320, about 320,000 views. It was uploaded, premiered 10 hours ago. It's about an hour and almost about an hour and 20 minutes. Millie Weaver was arrested today, and no, her and her husband were arrested in front of their son, and it's insane. But I would say that let's see here. Let's see here. She it's sad, man. It's sad, guys. It's very, very sad that she's locked up. She was arrested, and check out Tori Says. The video, what the documentary was released 10 hours ago. It has over 320,000 viewers. Check it out. um, and also, if you want to donate to a defense fund, go to GoFundMe Millie Weaver. Uh, uh, there's about 22,000, about $20,000 plus in her defense fund. Ezra Levant, who is a reporter with the Rebel Media, and so hashtag bring Millie home. Hashtag bring Millie home now. Bring her and husband home so their little boy will know that his mom and dad is home safe. That little guy needs his mom and daddy. So whoever took him, bring him home so that little guy can see his mommy and daddy. Because what they're doing is really fucked up. Really fucked up, folks. Really, really fucked up here, man. Really, really fucked up here, man. I mean, literally, really fucked up. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, we already have.
So what is the relation?
So it is. I mean, I tell you what, guys. I mean, this is what's really fucked up here, man. Okay, so here. Well, let me. I'm gonna share it through YouTube here. How's everybody doing tonight? Everyone doing good tonight? dealing with the heat. It was 106 today, about 106 all week. For today, tomorrow, and then throughout for Sunday and shit. So, Alex Jones was talking to the lady that was working with Millie Weaver on her documentary, and anybody that goes against what these deep state cocksuckers are doing, they do not want it exposed here, folks. They do not want it to be exposed. Okay? One side saying she was arrested, one side saying she's kidnapped, and it is getting bad, folks. I mean, it is getting bad that independent alternative media journalists are just really don't want to exposed. They don't want to be exposed for any wrongdoing they're doing. It's treasonous. It's wrong. And innocent people. Okay. All this spying through FISA courts. I mean, what happened to going to a federal judge, not a FISA judge? Now, what happened is that they would write up their own warrants and have a judge sign it to do with, but they wouldn't tell them why. They wouldn't say, oh, kind of sugarcoated the lie. The judge would sign it off. Yeah, go for it. Knock yourself out. Go fuck yourself. Why doing it? But it is getting bad, man. It is getting fucking bad, folks. Really fucking bad. So I mean, it is to a point that we got to end this, man. We gotta stop this shit. But Millie Weaver is locked up. I mean, she's doing her job as a reporter. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and share it here. Go ahead and share it to Twitter. It's already 30 minutes already. Where's the Facebook? Huh, the Facebook? I'll post it in Minds. I'll do what I can here to. See, I want to say about contacting a buddy of mine real quick. There's no. Here, give me a minute here. 9%. Right, folks. Okay. Let's see here. It's about it's about getting hold of my good buddy Tyler Baggins, T-Bag. It's about all right, we are at about 32 minutes past 32 minutes. Trying to get hold of Tyler Baggins. He also did some stuff with Infowars. And it's about it's on here. Oh wait, for another moment. Well, it's really fucked up because they even did this with Roger Stone. Well, here's what I think. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, let's all be honest. Let's. Here's the truth. Here's my thoughts. If I was in the same boat as Millie Weaver doing this documentary, and I get down to right down the rabbit's hole, so far fucking deep in that hole, okay, where I'm getting all this information. I'm doing this documentary on this situation, on this disgusting event that happened. I would want to get so far down the rabbit's hole to the point where if I get arrested, I get arrested. Because that means I'm doing my job. So my thoughts on another documentary, Gray State. Okay, Gray State is this documentary to expose police corruption across the board. No bullshit. Big time, pig time, no bullshit. This documentary was done by a former, I think, police officer turned documentary filmmaker, Gray State. The guy himself, his wife, and his child were found dead. How they died is beyond anybody's guess. Nobody has investigated the death. Nobody has even ask questions. Who did this? What's the motive of their death? Could the same thing happen to Millie Weaver? That's my thinking. That's my question. That's what I wonder. Because if they could kill this person who's doing a the documentary of Great State documentary, where him, his wife, and his child were all found dead. Could this happen to Millie Weaver? Could Millie Weaver and her husband be a victim of the same type of, for exposing treasonous bullshit? Could Millie Weaver and her husband get knocked off? That's what I'm thinking. Could this happen to them? Leaving their son parentless? Well, mom and daddy is gone to the grave. Well, this documentary happened, and it was at least 10 hours ago. And because she was arrested earlier today, she was told that there was an indictment. They knew she was doing this documentary. They knew she was. She had issues with the internet. It was going slow. It was lagging, going slow, because they knew that she was doing this documentary on this bullshit. RT did report. There was a lot of independent sources out there doing from the Patriot. Even Infowars did a story on Millie Weaver. Investigative journalist, wife, mother, now a documentary filmmaker. Okay, I hope it rattles a lot of cages down to the core in the fucking rabbit's hole until it reaches its intestinal. So it can't go any no further. She did this full blown major league, big time. Yeah, I did too. Now, Alex Jones didn't want to get involved in it. He said to her and her that she's way in over her head. She won't get involved. But yet, how many remember all these videos he did? The Obama deception, the police state, all these things he did in the late 90s into the 2000s, all the stuff he did. He's also a filmmaker. He did Amerigeddon. He was in Amerigeddon. The son of Chuck Norris did this movie, and Alex Jones was in it. It was banned in a few, in most theaters across the country. Oh yeah, I mean, it's when you get down to wanting to do it, say for example, if you want to do a documentary on the war and the Persian, the war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan by our own military. What if somebody did now? If there was a a documentary about that during the early years of the war on terror in Iraq. Think about Blackwater, the militia group that Tom Prince did. He was a founder. He was a Navy SEAL. He founded this group, Blackwater. They were a contracting firm that went overseas. They did shit. They were security. They were. They were really just out there. Really out there to here. But they did crimes and trying to think. Remember, trying to think. They did some crimes in no no or shit. What was it in Iraq where they killed civilians? And they did kill a few civilians. Now let's go back nearly 30 years, about around 30 years ago, under the first Bush administration. There was where almost 8,000 people on the poor side of Panama were murdered. Men, women, children, even the elderly were murdered. The ones that survived they were rounded up in cages by our own military. If you were a foreign journalist, if you're a local journalist, you were shot and killed by our own military because they did not want this to get out, none of it to get out. Okay? So they ended up lucky one journalist came in. And when the military took her in, they threatened her, protected her, and they told them her story. They told her their story, and then after she left, 8 people were murdered, including a doctor. 8 people, including a doctor. So the death of those people are on the hands of George H.W. Bush and our military at the time. They killed these people. They killed these people. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching this, and I'm trying to not, I'm trying not to it can make you sick. They found bodies already liquefied. Okay, liquefied. And these are the people that our military killed. They threw them in the bags, threw them whatever. But when they were found, their bodies already were liquefying. So let's all pray that Millie comes home. Because that boy needs his mom and daddy. I mean, that little boy needs his mom and dad. You're right, man. It is insane on how they treat people when they're trying to when they go and expose all this crap, all this bullshit. I just hope that nothing happens to them. I hope they go home safely. And I hope and pray. I do. I hope and pray that Millie and her husband come home. Because again, that little boy needs his mommy and daddy. And that little boy is in our prayers. The little boy is in our prayers. And let's pray for their safe return. Because that boy needs his mom and daddy. So let's all pray and hope that this little guy has his mommy and daddy back. Because that little boy needs his mom and daddy. Because if anything ever happens to them, it would scar that little guy for life. It would scar that little guy for life on that his mom and daddy ain't coming home. An investigative reporter, wife, mother, documentary filmmaker, doing her job to expose the deep state, the shadow gate, bullshit. They knew they were sitting on they were sitting on this. They were sitting on this as soon as he released the footage, the film. Boom. They jumped on her hardcore, man. They just went after her. We need to pray and hope that the little boy sees his mom and daddy again. Because it would be goddamn sad that he loses his mom and daddy. I would not wish this on anybody who has a kid, because anything can happen at any time. At any time. I do agree with Rockstar. Rockstar, we're all glad that she released the video, man. Because yeah, she did look surprised when they came to her door. And when they came to her door, she was surprised. She was very surprised. Yeah. And the look on her face, total surprise. Had no idea that they're going to arrest her for even making a movie about it. About doing a movie about exposing the deep state shit. But what bugs me, I mean, here's what really bugs me. Okay, they said there was a grand jury. Okay, they said it was only for 30 days, a month. But it was for 3 months, and that's like writing a book about 9/11 and throwing in some yeah. I mean it is. I mean, I just read an article yesterday where people in Seattle were saying, "Dear white people need to hand over the house to black people." I'm laughing. I'm laughing myself because I mean, you got one guy sitting there, just saying, "We want it all, and then some. We want it all." How many black people right now are sitting at home, laughing their ass off, giving these fuckers the middle finger, and saying, motherfucker, mother effort, go take your punk ass and go get a fucking job, man. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird, but their actions that they'll realize that their actions is pretty much, and I can tell you right now, pretty much going to give the president a re-election victory. Because Biden is different than a box of rocks. Kamala Harris, she's a hoe. Kamala Harris was Willie Brown's bitch. Okay, Willie Brown was a former mayor of San Francisco. Okay, and she was his bitch, his side chick. She was his side chick. He got her into politics. Okay, and becoming the first whole American to be senator of California. Now she's the first whole American to be vice president candidate. Hashtag Joe and the Ho. But Joe Biden, if you really think, if really look at his face and actually listen to him talk, he doesn't answer questions. He goes rambles on and on and on and on. That's it. Doesn't answer any questions. He just rambles on and on and on. The guy is not what it was for. Joe Biden is not what he was 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, he's been in politics since 1972. That's almost 50 years. Okay, 50 years. Now, the Pentagon Papers. This book was written. Okay, the crimes in Vietnam were being exposed. Okay, Richard Nixon didn't like what's going on. How did the New York Times know? How did the Washington Post know this shit? How did every paper know this shit? Richard Nixon tried to file a lawsuit against these papers of not releasing this shit. And WikiLeaks, okay, they got Julian Assange locked up. Okay, his health is not so good. He's a journalist and an editor of WikiLeaks. It's a whistleblower website, but also a news website. They got this dude because he did nothing wrong. He's not an enemy. Did he help Trump win the election? No. Did Russia do it? No. Yeah. Now, Infowars had visit from FBI many times. And is it now? Is it now? Is this going on now? Let's see here. Fortune, is it on now, man? Okay. What time? Do you know what time? Was there what time was the show? Was it in the morning, afternoon? I mean, what time was it? I watched it earlier, maybe about a couple of hours ago. He was talking to the lady that was working with Millie Weaver on the documentary. I I know, but what time was the what time was it? Was it what time was it? I'll take a look at it later. Yeah. Oh, I'll take a look at it later. And all right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. Oh, 3:30. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, folks. It's a good old Grandmaster Evan here, and guys, just watch the Anonymous Republic Network, and let's pray for Millie Weaver to come home, so that boy will see his mommy and daddy again. Their prayers in our heart. All right, folks. It's good old Grandmaster Evan here. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Revan. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is power. I love you guys. Always be healthy and well and wise. And again, make sure you have a cup of coffee every morning, because a cup of coffee is your best friend in the morning. Right? Peace out.